Attention. Attention.
Hi, have I got your attention? Great. Hey, this is Steve Agee. Hey, did you know I have a podcast here on Feral Audio? It's called Steve Agee. Of course you didn't, because they never advertise it. I don't know if you haven't noticed this or not, but lately Feral's been doing a lot of advertising of all their new podcasts, which is great. There's some really great podcasts, but there's also a lot of really great podcasts that have been around since the beginning, like mine. That's right. I've had a podcast here. I've done almost 80 episodes, you guys. I've had guests like Juliette Lewis, Weird Al Yankovic, Liam Lynch, Diablo Cody, Kumail Nanjiani, Rich Fulcher, Phil Lamar, Adam Goldberg, Mikey Schumann, and Troy Van Leeuwen from Queens of the Stone Age. Guys, the list goes on. You should give my podcast a listen. I'm sorry, does anybody else hear that dripping?
Hi, it's Dan Harmon. If you're like me, you're a big fan of Harmontown, the podcast, and you wish that you didn't have to wait so long for it to drop after we record it. But here's the thing. Jeff Spencer, take it.
You do not have to wait.
You can not only hear it right after it happens, you can watch it too in delicious, deluxe, high-definition multicam on your browser or your mobile phone.
We do edit some stuff out sometimes. Like, I'll say something so incredibly racist that we will catch it right before it drops as a podcast.
But you get to watch Dan right before the sedition hearing when he talks shit about Trump again.
Right.
Sometimes we have really famous guests, but we just cut it out of the podcast entirely.
Because it turns out they're pedophiles.
Sometimes Spencer's never wearing a shirt.
Most of the time. We put that in post.
Not to mention all the times you always hear people laughing at something that doesn't sound funny because someone is making a funny face or wearing a funny shirt.
Yeah, for $5 you get to watch all that stuff. You can see the weirdos sitting down, like getting nervous on camera. There's like one camera that's just right up someone's nose, and they're always picking their nose and stuff like that. That's good.
As if that wasn't enough, here's some political incentive. We will match your new subscription to the Harmontown live feed up until April 15th. The day of the big tax march. We'll match it with a donation to the ACLU,
which stands for a clue, which is what you should get.
And I know that's triggering your thought of going, doesn't the ACLU now have $800 million? Because, but here's the thing. ACLU money is like toilet paper money. It never expires.
But if political encouragement weren't enough, some apolitical encouragement is if you sign up, you get access to a year and a half of our back catalog of video episodes, including the tour in Australia and Harmon Country, as well as audio downloads on the night of the record, on just minutes after it airs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you been listening to Harmontown for free after Wednesday and thought, I would really want to know what that guy looks like or what she looks like, or I want to see exactly how uncomfortable the audience is when Adam Goldberg is on stage. Mm-hmm. Now, for $5 a month, you get to see it as well as hear it. You can almost taste the Harmontown. Go to harmontown.com/live for your subscription to watch us as well as hear us. It really, really is a taste treat. Dan gave me little eyebrows.
I was like, holy shit, that guy just hit the bullseye. It really is a taste treat.
Feral Audio.
Welcome to Meltdown Comics from Hollywood, California. Harmontown is now in session. Tonight, the role of Spencer Crittenden will be played by Erin McGathy. And the role of Mayor will be played by Dan Harmon.
Thank you very much. There's some points of order to be made. Now, here's one of them. to our friends at MeUndies, who are not, I don't believe they're not paying for any advertising tonight, but I want to address them. I have a problem at my home with my underwear, which is the following. I have 2 dogs adopted by Ms. McGathy and myself. The 2 dogs are now in my charge. And the smaller of them, Nigel, eats the underwear. He eats the... And I'm asking MeUndies if I could have another box of MeUndies because I've gotten 2 shipments from them, and I still own 2 pair of underwear that are functional. However, and I just want to so that you understand that I'm the victim here. Like Dan, please figure out how to throw your underwear, or, put it in a hamper or something. Don't leave it on the floor. Your dog loves you. He wants to eat your piss and your shit. And that's true. Yes, you're right. I'm trying to learn. I don't enjoy not having underwear, but I just want to create a map of the cosmos for you and understand. You should feel sorry for me, because here's the thing. This little fucker eats. He didn't do this when you were around. He started eating all the furniture when Aaron and I started divorcing.
Adds up.
Adds up.
I'm just trying to. I don't know if I should do an impression of Spencer, or I'm just trying to be smart.
I for one would like to hear you try.
Okay.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. Oh, that dog eats all that underwear. Yeah, that dog really does that.
Maybe you shouldn't leave it on the floor.
So this little fucker, he eats the fabric that was touching where my penis and asshole are, because he's a dog. He thinks that's my wallet. He thinks that's a locket, or
in dog terms they call that flavor country.
Yeah. You notice they sniff your crotch, they sniff your butt. They're going like, "Oh, hello, Carl. I see you're allergic to coffee," or something. Like they're thinking. All right, so he eats, but he eats perfect holes right where the junk and the trunk are. And so here's the thing, just so you understand that I'm a victim.
2 separate holes or one?
2 separate holes.
He eats a junk hole and a trunk hole.
Yes.
It just sounds like he wants you to explore a new fetish.
Try not to get ahead of me here. So here is the part where you say, Dan, I feel bad for you. It's not out of property loss, which I'm asking MeUndies to, maybe they could reimburse. I don't know if the reimburse is the right word. Re-up. Bail out. It's a bailout. And you don't need to go. Yeah, I got a variety pack last time. Let's target the boxer briefy more things, like the bikini style ones are only good for an Instagram now and then.
What are you rocking right now?
Probably a good old fashioned cotton pair of Calvin Kleins that are 1/3 the softness of modal.
Are you saying that MeUndies are too delicious for dogs?
Well, he never ate the crotch out of my. Now, I don't want to start that business. I don't want to be one of those people, like when the iPhone came out, people are like, "Did you know the screen gets degraded faster when you eat pizza?" I'm not an alarmist. I'm a futurist, and I'm an underwear softness advocate. I wouldn't even if I thought that was the case, I would pull back on that information. I'd be like a tobacco company. I'd be like, well, come on, let's get all the data. Here's the thing. So, my soon-to-be thrown over a historical wall housekeeper, who is terrified right now.
Wait, don't you and I have the same housekeeper?
What's that? Yeah.
We had the same housekeeper.
Is she documented?
I'm not gonna fucking ask.
Yeah. Well, so
she's coming to my place tomorrow.
So plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Like I'm
you're not gonna sell her out, are you?
No, I'm gonna.
You just threatened to throw her over a historical wall.
I said soon to be. I didn't say soon to be by me. I'm not building a fucking wall. That wasn't my platform. I'm not a sociopath. I'm not a fucking kleptocratic fucking like pathological monster man.
I'm a monster man.
I didn't run for the dumbest job in the world after failing at 9 slightly worse ones. Being born into a trust fund.
So, and the show that started with you complaining about how your free underwear gets eaten by your rescue dog. We also just bonded over that we have the same possibly non-documented housekeeper.
Right. Yes. And you notice I'm not going like, what about my housekeeper? I'm just saying she's part of this story. Now imagine what she's going through.
Right. She came to my place one time after coming from your place to clean my place after cleaning your place, and she looked really, really shagged out. She looked really tired.
That had to be when Aaron was living with me.
Yeah. You guys were together back then, but that's not the point. She's like, Jeff, thank you for letting me in. I go, how you doing, Sophia? And she's like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I go, why? And she goes, you know Harvey? This was your golden doodle. I go, yeah, I know Harvey. He goes, and she just like puts her backpack down in my kitchen and she starts to like start washing the dishes. And she goes, Harvey, he eat all the trash. He eat all the trash.
But that Harvey would do that once in a while, but very intelligent dog. What? He learned. He picks up. He's a very empathic dog, Harvey.
Yeah.
Nigel is a fucking disaster. Nigel is just like, look, you talk to parents, they have a favorite kid, they won't admit it. They know that's bad parenting. You're not supposed to do that. They have a favorite kid. They like one kid better than the other kid. That's not well documented. Sophia probably is. Let's assume so. And but you don't say, but we all know it's true. You have a favorite kid. Especially if one comes from a breeder and is amazingly intelligent, the combination of two thoroughbred species of a breed of dog that are renowned for their intelligence, and the other is just a mishmash of rescue crap from Echo Park. Just a fucking.
But aren't mutts notoriously more savvy, like because of the broader gene pool?
Not when that. No, that's like applies to like, oh, let's mix a Sheltie with a Jack Russell. So maybe he'll.
Jack Russells are the fucking worst.
Don't get too fucking sidetracked, okay? Like you're supposed to be the anti-tangent guy. You're supposed to keep me on rails.
Oh, that reminds me. I was having an enchilada today. I'm fucking it. And I mean.
So here's the situation. So imagine when I open my underwear drawer.
I imagine this every morning.
And the underwear drawer is basically full, even though I'm like, hey, that's a lot of. And then I pull out each pair of underwear, and it's got this hole in the crotch and hole in the butt. So here I am, a man deprived of his property by his mutt, and his housekeeper is neatly washing and folding because she thinks I'm a fucking sex monster. I can't have that conversation with her.
Hold up. How many pairs? How many? Multiple pairs? Not just one.
Every fucking pair that's ever touched the floor.
From MeUndies. Only from MeUndies?
I think maybe no. I don't. Look, I told you I didn't want to get into that.
I have a lot of questions.
I feel like he's got no. I have cotton underwear that has this treatment done to it.
Are you trying to?
I do think it's possible that the modal, which is a fabric 3 times softer than cotton.
Let's do a free ad for them right now because we're not even supposed to do an ad for them today.
I believe we are. I would highly recommend this underwear. I would highly recommend you get a dog from a breeder. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. It's bigger fish, kids. You know, Anne Frank kicked a cat once. It didn't make the book. She loved burgers. Yum, 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 yum. Not a villain. She's not a villain. She's a human being.
But you're saying that you have a rescue dog that's going around eating the penis and butthole out of all of your MeUndies underwear.
Yes.
And then your Guatemalan housekeeper looks at them and thinks that you're probably a bad person.
Yeah, well, yeah, she forgives it and says, "Oh, this is my job. This is my lot in life. Santa likes it naughty." When Aaron and I, we could say, when Aaron and I were first dating, not even really dating, when we were platonically friends, and I was going, if I can make it through this platonic friendship, maybe I can sell her on the great stuff. We would party at night, and and I had a mustache.
No, I had a mustache. It was my mustache when I was for Halloween was Gomez from the Addams Family, and then Aaron, you loved wearing my mustache.
I did love it.
I don't think I've ever seen you happier. Except on your wedding night, which I wasn't there for because we got in a fight and I wasn't at your wedding night. But you used to wear my mustache, and you were so pleased by that.
I felt sexy and powerful.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I felt, yeah. Oh, no, it's happening again. I'm falling for that great stuff.
This magic moment.
You would spirit gum the mustache to your lip. I mean, it wasn't like a cheese ball thing. It was like
it was a really good mustache.
What you liked about it.
There was a month where we were living in like a James Spader 80s independent film where the three of us would just hang out and drink and play party games, and I would wear the mustache and no pants and just tights.
So
and I used to eat the pussy and asshole out of all of her tights.
The point of this flashback being that Sophia, on absolutely more than two occasions, because we were doing like a lot of all-nighters and then pass out and I wasn't working on Community.
And she would find bags of drugs everywhere and all sorts.
She always does. She always finds bags of drugs everywhere. But when I was first dating Aaron, very often, more than twice, because Monday night would be like up till 4 or maybe pass out up till 6, whatever, and then Sophia would come over at 8:30 Tuesday morning. So on more than two occasions,
I'd be asleep on your ottoman.
We'd be asleep downstairs on two different sofas, and she'd walk in, and the thing she'd see would be two bleary-eyed adults realizing someone was coming in, both of them sitting bolt upright, one of them a woman with a mustache. And then we'd quietly excuse ourselves and head upstairs and go out for a Bloody Mary. But then the mustache, which would be quickly ripped off and kind of left on the kitchen bathroom sink, I would always she would neatly clean it and put it in its case and put it in a drawer,
next to the bed.
Next to the bed.
Because she's like, I get it. I don't get it, but I get that I don't get it.
Yes, but
I'm north of the wall. These are not wildlings. These are corrupted folk. These are elitists.
She's the best.
They have to go further to.
I had a broken garbage disposal and a broken microwave oven door, for a week. She came in. I woke up one morning. She left. They worked.
Well, you better be prepared to fucking hide her and battle to the death.
I will.
Battle skinheads. All right, good.
Harvey, eat all the trash.
I want you all to protect your housekeepers.
All right. Now, Dan.
This is war.
Dan, do you
this think... It's about values.
Do you think... MeUndies is a good underwear company or a worse underwear company? The fact that it's delicious to dogs, like
I don't think it's delicious to dogs. Stop spreading that rumor. I think that my shit and gross crotch pheromones are delicious to Nigel, and I think it's possible. I'll go this far and say maybe it's possible that whereas when he eats, when he does that with the Hanes or the cotton underwear, that basically they kind of get torn apart and it's like just shredded and it's unmistakably dog-eaten underwear that the housekeeper throws in the garbage. That modal, probably what keeps it 3 times as soft,
makes
is that
it look like you have a strap-on peg fetish that way you're putting.
So he's able to. He's like, it's like a corn on the cob. He just like makes a little circle. He's like a little Yosemite Sam robbing a pirate ship with a saw.
Dan, it's been a year, and I've some memories fade and some memories stick with me. But for some reason, the image of your dirty underwear, I know exactly what it looks like. I have so many, everything. It's such a
it looks delicious. It's like a candy store in that.
Yeah, me and Nigel used to fight over it, like Lady and the Tramp and the spaghetti. That's
so, if MeUndies is listening, I promise I am not, because I would think that they would have a chart on their wall that go, how many MeUndies have we given him? Is he selling them? Is he being jaded? Is he some kind of weird like guy that would take product and then he would sell it? And no, I'm not one of those people. I could name a couple people that are those people. But that wouldn't prove I wasn't. That would just.
Am I just lazy? I've never gotten. I've done 9,000 MeUndies ads. I don't have any MeUndies. I'd never worn them. Am I supposed to call up like MeUndies and say where's my undies? Who do I talk to about this?
Just have Levy hook you up, man.
Because I eat the penis and butthole out of my own undies.
You're gonna love these things. I promise you that.
The thing is, we're not actually doing an ad right now.
No, we're not. This is an actual relationship, an actual platonic relationship.
Do they make it for gals too? Or is it just gentlemen?
They sure do.
Yeah.
You and your loved one can wear matching underwear, even.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
Where's my undies? I don't have shit.
We just told you. Levy will hook you up. Well, now you have to make the decision to move on, or do what America's doing right now. Which
if I cared so much about it, I would have got on this earlier. But now that I realize that they make dogs want to eat the butthole out of them.
Have we talked about this thing where it's like I'm trying to rise above? I'm like, okay, what's my job? Have some humor about it. But what's normalizing? What's going numb? Well, ignoring this. So, okay, I gotta make jokes about this fucking Hitler situation, this Hitleration, this Sitchleration with the Bannon Goebbels and the fucking whole thing and the goddamn fucking family of the damned staring into the camera while he's not gonna do that blank.
Jan, I'm sorry. Who are you talking about?
So, anyways, I'm not a political person. I'm a humorist.
You're one of the leading satirists of our time.
I'm like a Jonathan Swift or a Will Rogers.
You're like a Lily Tomlin.
Sometimes this crosses over into politics if it's au courant. But I try to keep things light. So you make a joke. Oh, hey, knock knock, who's there? Trump's a fucking fascist dictator. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Trump's a fascist dictator. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Who?
I don't have to answer that question. Your door's been removed from its hinges by.
Oh my God, Sophia, no!
So,
see, you guys came here to see a podcast. You didn't know that you're going to get biting, trenchant political satire like this.
No, this is social observation, social media observation. So, has anybody been? You make the comment, you do the joke. I go like, oh, knock knock, is there? Trump's a fuck nut, and then some people are still responding. They go like, well, I think a fucknut is somebody who deletes her emails. Thank you very much. Do you know how elections work? She's not going to hang out like Mimi on Drew Carey, like just to like. That's not what happens to the loser in election. She doesn't just like sit in the lobby and be like, "Oh, I'm worse. She's fucking gone, and you're gonna miss her." She's in the woods, literally. That was the last sighting of her.
I hope she starts making honey or jewelry.
I hope she writes a book and it's just like, oh, I hope the title is noted or just like I can take a hint, and then the whole book is just like fucking yeah. You want to see a bitch? Like you want to not trust somebody? Well,
I hope it's called Good Luck and it's 200 pages and it's just like GGG for like 20 pages, just like good luck, and the letters get smaller and smaller and smaller. And the last picture is just Bill holding acorns.
Holding acorns.
This is a question that no one can really answer. I mean, I'm assuming that Bill really wanted her to win, but do you think part of him was like, yeah. In your face?
In your face?
I mean,
whose face?
Because he's a guy. Because he's a guy. It's like, yeah, fucking not. It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
I'm gonna make the assumption that he was like that the ninth time she caught him cheating on her, he was like, yeah, but you could get to be president. It's like ask anybody that wrote on Community. It's like the phrase "you'll thank me at the Emmys" became a running joke. Like by season 6, they had caught on. Like, you're not gonna win an Emmy. And at this point, I wouldn't thank you at them. I should not have to bring a toothbrush to work, sir. It's Yahoo.
You never close your eyes anymore.
Rubik's Stephen Merchant.
Lucas, will you stand and sit down for a moment? Just.
Jesus. Is that? Can you grab a mic? I really mean, can you?
So far down.
I'm curious. I'm gonna give some space. Okay. I'm curious. I talk tall people. Like for the listeners, we got a very tall, very handsome, good gentleman. It's like
he's like if Akiva Schaffer from Lonely Island was like on the Knicks.
So tallness, like so what is there? And don't be afraid to tell the truth, no matter what it is. But just inside, it's not the same as you saying you should feel sorry for me or anything like that. Just inside your actual emotions. Do you feel hurt when people just like joke about it at all?
It's every single interaction in my entire life is all that only.
So is that troublesome? Like it's kind of like you wish.
I don't know if I can. Like every single experience since the time I was like 5 has been shaped by the fact that I'm tall. So I'm just, I guess, used to it.
Do you ever play that card in a conversation with black people?
Oh, definitely.
Like in a comment section, and so he's going, "What do you?
I'm marginalized.
What do you mean Blue
too.
Lives Matter? That's the most offensive thing." And you're like, "Hey, I know what you mean. All right?
Yeah.
Do you
You've
feel
never been on an airplane?
Do you feel compelled to distract from your height?
Yes, that's why I'm wearing this shirt.
I know.
Well, it might be an actual attempt. We might find out that this takes 2 inches off the optic nerve. Like because it's like by some principle we don't know about that you've researched. You and 3 guys at a club in like London.
Well, it's like since everyone only talks about how tall I am, it's nice to let them talk about something other than that.
Right.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Did you go through a big like growth spurt, like a painful growth spurt?
I have always been very tall. I was 11 pounds 7 ounces when I was born.
What?
Yeah, I was 6 foot in 5th grade.
He was such a tall baby.
How tall was he?
He was such a tall baby that he didn't finish being born until his 3rd birthday.
That's great.
It's like a Play-Doh fun factory in this motherfucker with this guy.
Dan, Lucas was such a tall baby.
How tall was he?
That when he was an infant, when he went to Disneyland, families agreed to meet around him if they got separated.
They actually do. They actually do that. They absolutely do that.
Lucas was such a tall baby. There was still snow on him in the summertime.
Lucas was such a tall baby.
How
tall was I?
He's not allowed to go to zoos because the giraffes will be insecure.
Lucas is such a tall baby.
How tall was he?
To this day, he's still he was the only he was the only fetus allowed on roller coasters.
I'm not allowed on some.
Right, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I bet you aren't allowed on a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I bet you're allowed. Not
the
allowed.
Harry Potter ride at Universal, they're like, you're too tall. You will get your head cut off.
That's fucked up. See, yeah, you thought it was all a big joke.
Dan, Lucas is so tall that his dick has its own dick and it's bigger than your dick.
It is proportionate.
I love that that's like Lucas's slang. You can so subtly say like, no, it all works together. Yeah.
What do you do? What's your? Let's stop doing tall jokes for a few minutes.
They use them to change the Liberty Torch. Yeah. I was just joking.
Lucas, do you live in LA? Are you a Los Angelino?
I moved here about a year ago.
From where?
From Oregon.
From Oregon.
Still on his way too.
Were you followed here by your blue ox?
Nice. You fucking monster.
It's a fucking.
I'm a human being.
Wait, well, let's do a segment called Luke. The things we should know about Lucas.
A segment called "We're Sorry, Lucas."
Well, it's
okay.
Let's make it
It's okay.
Like now that he's been gracious about all that, now his reward should be that we find out some non-height related things about him. What band are you in?
I'm not in a band. I do paint.
You don't play stand-up bass.
No. I play sit-down. No.
What do you do?
I paint, and I'm an actor at Universal Studios.
Oh.
Wait, what do you do at Universal Studios?
I am a character.
Now, I was once too. What do you do?
I'm a few different things. So I'm a Who at Christmas, and I also am the warm-up act for the Animal Show. If anyone has been there, yeah.
Because
it's very Harpo Marx. It's like a silent clown type. I do a lot of mime and mess with guests.
Now, I for a summer or two did. I was Harry from Harry and the Hendersons and Frankenstein.
That's good. Yeah.
But now, this is not a height thing, but you would be too tall to be Frankenstein.
I am too tall. The tallest character at the park is Megatron, and height cap is 6'6". So I'm allowed to be the atmosphere characters who are just like, you're a policeman. I can do that.
Because I was Harry and the Hendersons in the dead of summer wearing a yak fur and latex mushroom.
Oh man, yeah.
Mushroom. What?
I feel really bad for the people who are Shrek.
Ooh!
Oh my God!
It was the hottest thing. You were just pouring sweat, but inside the big feet of the big foot of the Sasquatch, there was like metal high heels in it. So like I'm 6'4"-ish. I'm just like a shade under 6'4". So in that with the head, I was like probably 6'10", like in that. Yeah. But I got to play Frankenstein, which is the best because you just wear a nice suit.
Yeah, a nice suit and like platform heels.
Yeah. Yeah, and also nobody fucks with you when you're Frankenstein.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah,
you know, and they bone out. They don't want to hang there.
Someone stuck a wand in the mummy's butt.
That seems like an awesome '80s Gary Newman song.
Yeah, right.
I got my wand inside the mommy's butt. I like my wrappings. I like my stick.
When I was Harry and Henderson's, it was my own eyes that you could see through the mask, and the jaw would work, and you're supposed to be kind of a comical, like lovable character, but
animated.
It was nobody really screwed with you because you're so big, and there's this big latex padded muscle suit.
Yeah.
and with yak fur, and it's 1,000 degrees outside, and you're dying. You're dying.
You're dying.
And you're making $10 an hour the fucking hard way.
Wait, I think you meant Randy Newman, didn't you? I was doing Gary Newman. Did you mean Randy Newman?
Gary Newman.
Okay. Because someone put a stick in the mummy's butt. Does sound more like a Randy Newman.
Well, let's hear Randy Newman talk about putting a wand up the mummy's butt.
You got that stick now, don't you, little boy? What you gonna do with that stick when you don't know what to do?
You got a stick in your butt.
Like that.
Tall people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it was the Japanese businessmen would come up, and they would blow smoke into my mask. They could see human beings' eyes in there, and they would like get in their tippy toes and go, and then a couple times just take their hand and try to ram it up Sasquatch's butt, and I would just shove them as hard as I could, and then run off like I was being a bad Sasquatch.
I've told this story before. I was a Captain Crunch during either their peak popularity as a cereal or the Valley. I don't know what would make them.
This was at the short-lived General Mills cereal theme park.
The promotional campaign was "Who's the Real Captain?" There were multiple captains wandering the city of Milwaukee. There were another tour, and one of the other captains.
Wait, you're not joking?
No,
I thought this was a bit. All right,
I told this story, but you've also you talked about being Harry and the Hendersons, so it's recycling night at Harmontown. I was a captain, and there was another guy who was a captain because we were multiple captains. We'd go around going, "I'm the real captain." No, I'm the real captain. And we had the big costumes with the spray painted mesh mouth where you're looking out of it. We went to Winterfest and they put ice skates on us and they said, "Why don't you go out there?" And,
oh no!
And the kids were like, "There's 6-foot pillows on ice skates."
Let's attack.
My childhood is incumbent upon me. It's my patriotic duty to ram these fuckers into oblivion.
Throw them down and watch them turtle to try and get up.
What did they want to happen? They were just like, it was just like, it was, I don't, if you survived Pearl Harbor, I don't want you to think I'm trivializing your experience, but it was, to me, it was my Pearl Harbor.
Dan, I remember when you told me that story, and for some reason I was so impressed.
It is impressive. I was Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking impressive.
Well, also you skated.
Oh yeah, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, like that's hard. Skating's
well,
hard.
when you're in Milwaukee, it's like you're sliding everywhere anyway, and so then somebody's like, "Put these blades on, you'll go faster." And like, okay.
So Lucas, right now you're
hey. I just got to finish the story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So one of the kids kept bombarding us, and one of the captains, my friend, I was near him, and he grabbed one of the kids, and the mouth is like right in front of the kid's face, and he said, "If you skate into me one more time, I will break your fucking arm, and if you tell anybody I said this, I'll deny it." And I think he was the real captain. That's when I figured it out. I don't know if they ever gave us an answer, but
that might have been Admiral Crunch.
All right, so now continue.
So you're currently still doing costume work and like character stuff up at Universal?
Yes, currently we're preparing for Grinchmas.
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 Copyright problems there? Can't just...
Yeah. Christmas is completely taken.
No, it's because we don't want a Trump thing.
We don't want to say
what happened.
We don't want to say Christmas. We don't want to say Hanukkah. So it's Grinchmas.
Yeah.
But we sing Christmas carols.
Did they still do the Westworld? Waterworld.
Waterworld. Yes, Waterworld. I know.
Is that still happening?
Still there.
Yeah, it's good.
Waterworld. Very, very beautiful movie. Very successful ride. And I'll tell you something. I heard what you just said. You're gonna be saying Christmas. They're gonna be saying Christmas. They're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna make them say Christmas. Hugely. So, tall. But more to it than that. Ironically, working in a theme park, the height doesn't figure in the guy playing Megatron and Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, when you walk by wearing an ill-fitting bellhop costume, they go, "What's with the tall guy?"
You're too tall to be the tall characters.
I'm too tall to be the tall characters. I can be the other atmosphere. Like, I can be police officer, British palace guard, train conductor, like those ones.
Right, but you can't put on the Frankenstein
But
boots.
they're like, Shaggy's 6'2", and you're like, he's a cartoon.
Do you have a big dick?
I already mentioned this. I said it was proportionate.
Okay.
I don't want to say things out loud.
Okay.
Like that.
He said he has a proportionate
to my height.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Big dick then.
Sure.
Because mine is not proportionate.
How not proportionate is it?
Legally, I'm required to call it a nipple.
Dan's dick is so not proportionate to his size.
How not proportionate is it?
There's never snow on it.
Callback.
No one ever agrees to meet in front of it if they go to Disneyland.
My dick is so not proportionate to my size.
How not proportionate is it? Is it?
To this day, I still don't know if I'm circumcised. Because just the regular amount of skin. Still turtlenecks around it and comes to a little Braunschweiger.
No.
Dan's.
Go ahead.
Aaron, you might be something of an expert on this topic.
Dan's dick is so not proportionate to his
How
size.
not proportionate is it?
I feel uncomfortable joking about it. No, Dan, I love you. It's beautiful.
How beautiful is it?
It's so beautiful that it needs to be beautiful because it's I don't know. Sorry. I just wanted to get in on the boy fun.
Yeah, no, my dick is so beautiful.
How beautiful is it?
It's in the background of 3 Terrence Malick movies.
Lucas, you said that you're also not just an actor, but what else?
I also paint.
You paint. What sort of painting do you do?
Mostly scenes from video games.
What media?
Acrylic on canvas.
Really? Mm-hmm. Scenes from...
So, like pixel paintings. I recently did a painting of Palatown from Pokemon, if people play Pokemon. So I like draw out a grid on the canvas and then I paint it by hand with.
Fantastic.
He tried doing landscapes, like traditional stuff, but the teacher would be like, "That's just a plane." I told you to look out the window.
Luke,
Why is it that we think it's okay
to comment about this and it's the only physical thing you can?
Well, I was gonna say like if we had our friend Colin on here. He's a little person, dwarfism. We don't feel quite as we range in our if they make it okay for us, we can ask them questions about the latitude and the effect and all the things. But what is it about height that's because it doesn't really. You can't kill a mammoth any better than anybody else.
Definitely not. Well,
but there must be something where we feel like, he's fine. Like we must be feeling that, or we wouldn't feel okay. Right. Are you faster? Are you
definitely not.
I feel like your heart's probably it's
dying.
Yeah, it's there's probably risk involved.
There aren't a lot of tall old people.
Really?
Because of heart attacks.
See,
that was sad.
Lucas, being just shy of 6'4", I'm at the threshold of I can just fit into most roller coasters.
Yeah.
I can sit and coach without being miserable.
Right.
But right at the edge of that. So coach for you is probably a bummer, right?
It is a bummer. If you get Southwest and you board early, you can get the exit row.
Yeah, but you have to.
Yeah.
You got to. What about roller coasters?
Roller coasters?
Yeah, what about roller
I love roller coasters.
because I'm wedged into most roller coasters.
Oh yeah, I mean I just don't go on.
You
them.
don't even do it?
Yeah, I just don't bother. Because it's like if I wait in line for an hour to get on the coaster and then they're like you can't go on and I'm like oh great.
And the goddamn nightmare of any theatrical situation at all.
Yeah.
Even me, I'm aware. You know, I'm 6 feet. Like it's like that dread of like you walk into an already filled auditorium or picnic outdoor like thing where people are sitting or something, and it's just those comments like, "Oh God, no."
Yeah, I know. I apologize to this lovely gentleman behind me. I was like, I'm sorry, but I am.
And the guy he's pointing to is an African American gentleman. So,
And how happy are you right now that he's on stage and not sitting in front of you?
No, it's okay because he looks back and he goes, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "You look great though, dude."
Yes, I have tall guy guilt about going to concerts and stuff. Like I stand in the back.
Yeah, I have that guilt, but it doesn't hold me back from living my life.
I love it.
I mean, you're still a white man.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Lucas, if we do you have like an Instagram or something like that? We can follow your art and like we can maybe like get people to buy some of your
I
stuff.
guess I do have an Instagram. King Lucas Lee at Instagram. I don't know how to Instagram. very
King
well.
Lucas Lee.
Lee, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, let's check it out. Maybe we'll get one and like hang it on the wall here for our Harmontown.
That'd be lovely. I'll paint you one for free and bring it next time.
All right.
all right, your free ride is over. He's coming back down.
Let's hear for Lucas, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, you can still see me. And it's all about this view. But that is interesting. I don't want to. But that is. I totally. That didn't even. That's the last thought I had was like, oh yeah, women. Like you. Like it's always the last thing I think of before I.
I know.
House keys, women. Well, like if you're like a 6'7" woman, you're experiencing a completely different thing. It's not like tall person, short person. It's like there's an additional layer of like, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Lucas, and you could nod yes or no, but I was curious if people, because I was thinking about that exact same thing. Like if he was female, women, like a very tall woman, may worry about whether or not men are fetishizing their tallness, like they have a crumb fetish.
You told me on one of our first dates that you have to wonder whether the like a lot of guys ask you out, but you're always wondering if they just want to climb you.
Yeah. Like I mean, less so now. Well, I don't know. Like from time to time, I've had a crumb body, like big thighs, and I feel weird describing my body.
I think you were speaking from a place of
tallness.
Well, and also that like I think you were referring possibly to the phenomenon of like
smaller
gentlemen
men,
of the smaller
yes.
stature seeming to have a proclivity.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yes. Which is a weird line to cross if you're attracted to somebody and then you're like, well, am I a fetish for them? Lucas, do you experience this? Is this
Sometimes, yes. I don't know what to say. You were asking from the perspective of a lady, right?
No, for you. Like, do you ever have any? Can you tell when someone's like, oh, this is a tall chaser. This is a building chaser.
I don't date much because people don't see me as a person a lot.
Oh,
jeez. They're just like, oh, look at that unique thing to look at.
Yeah. Oh man. Not after tonight, Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're gonna have to worry about whether they're star fuckers. And after the election, I was like, okay, no more lines. I'm not going to celebrate like these demographic lines and stuff, but it's still fun to talk about like because I am convinced just from peering in my own head and talking to other guys, like we're kind of oblivious to that thing of like, I guess unless it's like money, like guys get money, like, oh, they're a gold digger. But like anything else, if a woman was like, yeah, I'm only going out with you because your feet are shaped like skis or whatever, the guy would be like, all right, great, it paid off. Like, but I think, yeah, I don't know. there might be a disparity there, but then I think about it, I'm like, yeah, probably not. Like, I think you evenly dispersed, like, men and women who would either have a problem with that or not have a problem with that, probably.
Yeah, I think as long as it's, like, consensual and not secret, like, that's cool. As long as someone's not hiding their deep, I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as they like the person as well.
Well, what if somebody was going out with you and they said, like, oh, I just love how I don't know, they said something really specific physically about you, and it was, like, something that felt temporary. What if they said, it's like, isn't that the thing that's always being, people suspect is not being said? I think he might like me. He talks about how hot my body is.
Like red hair.
Red hair you can buy in a bottle. It's not. I'm talking about the terror of, like, oh, my boyfriend loves my ass. He's always talking about my ass. Like, well, he's not just talking about its existence. He might be talking about its state of being at that particular time. That must be fucking horrible. I have to find my own shame before I worry about, like, my body, and that takes a long time, and then I look really bad. Like, I'm just like, I have to, like, have difficulty breathing in my sleep before I'm like, I should lose some weight. Or I'll see myself from 90 degrees, like, profile in a Facebook Live video talking about Trump getting elected, and I'll be like, this just looks like a mountain of leaves. It's like a shambling mound. Squirrels hiding things in him. But I don't do anything about it. I got an elliptical in my living room, and it's just literally, like, sitting there since the day it was assembled, just waiting, just going, what did I do?
Have you ever used it?
I literally have not used it.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, man. Steve, how long has it been there? How long has the elliptical been there? How long has the elliptical been there?
7 months, 6 months.
How long since you also found a laptop holder so I could play Minecraft while I was on the elliptical, thinking that might get me on it?
I think I bought that before the elliptical. Yeah. It's all set up and ready to go. I bought you a tracksuit. That was part of the whole deal.
I want to know more about this tracksuit. What color is it?
Wait, did Jeff tell you get up there? Please?
No, I did not.
That's awesome.
He just stormed the stage.
Just
like
sauntered up going,
Flavor Flav.
All right.
Well, I mean, maybe as a loving audience, that we could all help you get on the elliptical.
There's a fine line between that and fatty 2x4. Like a bunch of people chanting "You need exercise" is like it stops being inspiring.
Like it's not about your weight. It's just like it's like a healthy thing to do. It's like
I think.
Is it true that you can't make it through the cellar door?
I've got the tracksuit was the final thing. I was like, I don't have an outfit.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to?
You gotta
the
have an
neighbors
outfit.
are going to see me with my dick coming out through my holy underwear and my asshole. They're going to see me in this weird, like, is that Depeche Mode exercising? Is there a?
When we do raps, when you do kicky baby dance, like that's like being on the elliptical. Like I've
It's
seen
certainly the exercise I currently get. Yeah. Yeah, or if I tell a story where I'm especially vexed by election results, after I do this, and then like 10 minutes later, you'll be talking, I'll be like,
why don't
my body thinks I was swimming.
Why don't Steve and Aaron and Spencer and I start coming up with long, 20-minute, the kind of medium tempo rap beats where you have to do the kicky baby dance the whole time, and then.
I think if everyone was just chanting about how adorable you were, you would exercise.
While I was exercising, yeah. If everybody was like, if I woke up one morning, I was like, "Where's all the attention?" And then I could hear it coming from downstairs, and it was like a video game a tutorial where I had to get on the elliptical in order to get the attention. And it started coming in like an incremental clicker game, like that's how I collected cookies.
It's exercise time at Harmontown.
Yeah.
Because we want you alive.
When you wake up in the morning and you need to move, take your mama to the basket,
Let's
take your mama
see
to the
those little feet kicking in the air.
Everybody's gonna go to the market soon. Beep, beep, toot, toot. Saw your mama in the I want to fuck your mama's butt. I want to do it in the rut.
Don't forget about your adorable elbows.
Yeah. Little upper body strength.
I just smelled his pits. He's not gonna do that. Shit came out of his armpits. He hasn't taken a shower in a while. His girlfriend went out of town for a while. He's been playing Deus Ex for a while. That game's pretty hard on the medium difficulty.
Beep, beep, up, up. Kinky feet, baby feet. Now knees up. Now knees up. Knees in the air and knees in the air. Now elbows to the side. Now elbows nice and wide. Now knees up once again. Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
But dance while you're counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again.
You just burned 4 calories.
Yeah. All right.
You know what that song reminds me of is my own mortality. We're all gonna die.
I will make whatever I just burnt off back by. I'll just lick something back there. Like I have ways of scrounging for calories that people don't even know about. I find truffles. I just find truffles. It's
people don't know that Dan makes most of his money by being a truffle finder.
We just did a joke about Dan exercising. We were like, no, I will not say pig. Put in time. Right? Was that the? Sorry.
That was you, not me.
Well, no.
all right. Well,
Sorry, that was
so
you're not going to get divorced twice.
There are people here that want to present you with this thing that you tangentially. Well, I'll just have them come out. Our friends from Carrot Top? Carrot Top. Guys, you know.
Our friends from Carrot Top?
From Carrot.
Thank you, Steve. What's up, Dan? My name is Anthony, and this is Claire. We've never met, but we've worked together before. We work for a company called Carrot Creative. Does that ring a bell?
I'm familiar, yeah. You guys do all this great stuff for Adult Swim, like you're wizards of marketing.
Wizards of marketing. Put that on my tombstone. So
that would be good marketing.
Yeah.
You're very dedicated.
Yes.
It takes a strong marketer to volunteer his tombstone space.
I'll just be vaporized into the ground. I'm not going to have the benefit of a tombstone. Anyways,
pass the savings onto a larger tombstone.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not even gonna die. I'm just gonna get lost like an elf in Middle Earth. But I still want that fucking big ass tombstone.
Yeah, there you go. So the first project we ever did together was something called the Rick and Morty Ricksterverse. Has anybody ever heard of that? It's an Instagram account that you can waste a lot of time on, and we actually won an award for it from the Cannes Lions from Cannes, France. It's an international award, so it's not an Emmy. It's not the Emmy you're getting yet, but we have a Cannes Lion for you. If this is your award. This is for you and Justin and for everybody at Starburns that's working on Rick and Morty really hard. It's, like I said, it's not an Emmy, but it's heavy as hell, and it's made out of real bronze.
You were saying it's like the Academy Awards for advertising, right?
Yeah, as lame as that sounds, but it's still a big deal. Jesus. Look at that.
But why do I get one? I didn't do the commercials.
Well, I mean, you had to approve everything.
You can get an award for approving things?
You're a part of the team.
You gave. I remember at Comic-Con a couple of years ago. You gave extensive notes. We had all.
I didn't give no extensive notes of that thing. This guy's had it on lock, man. I don't deserve this. I'm gonna give this to clinically tall people.
Accept your award with grace.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Well, yeah, okay, all right. That was my Wisconsin thing. Yeah. You shouldn't deflect a compliment, but at the same time, I just want to. Yeah, thank you so much. This is so nice that you would think of me and give this to me. Thank you. I'm just saying the system is fucked.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it is through you that we can do things like this. Because any other show creator would be like, nah, I don't care about any of this. But like, it was because you guys and because of your passion that we get to keep doing it. We've done 2 different expansions for it. There might be some more coming up. We can't technically say, but
sounds like there are
there's
more
stuff coming up. So I mean,
there's more.
And when is season 3 coming out? What's going on?
I was going to ask you the same.
Oh shit!
It seems to be taking a while. It's just drawings. I think you can.
Why do you keep making Facebook posts? Just make season 3.
Yeah. Like I'm tweeting like, oh yeah, we elected a Nazi. Hey, just shut up. Get back to work on season 3. They're drawing it. I don't draw it.
Why don't you just start approving things faster, Dan?
Maybe that is my approval usually gets in the way. It took stealth approval to finally make me nail it. I should just let people do what they're already doing.
It's real fun to kiss. I can say that.
It's not a Clio, but...
Oh, it's better than a Clio. It's so much... This is international, man.
Yeah. That's like more than one country.
Yep.
It's like a beautiful, sexy, sleepy lion.
What is it about? Like what's your what you? I talk to a lot of marketing people, and at the risk of offending any of the ones that have worked with me on anything, like because I don't talk to a lot of good ones. Like like you guys are clearly like you're on your shit. Like you're thinking about this stuff, and it's like what do I want to ask here? So I want to ask a question that the answer can like get through to like young people that want to go into marketing or young people that shouldn't go into marketing who should hear it and go, "Oh, that's not me. I should be a cowboy." What is it? What is the at its highest art? You know, like what is the? Is there something fancy to say about like the guy in Chariots of Fire goes, "When I run, I feel God's pleasure." So you can't use that. What is it about marketing? What is it? I don't know what I'm trying to ask. Just say something. 9/11. Oh, it's not. Okay. I thought that was
about 10% 9/11.
That's right. Everything is. Let's face it. No, but like I don't know. You just kind of take over for me. Do good.
I mean, this is kind of a hard question to answer for this specific thing.
What Dan's asking you guys is to market marketing.
Yeah.
Sell us on being in marketing.
You gotta think outside the box. I mean, well, something like this, it's hard for me to even say it because it's for something so specific like Rick and Morty that we were all passionate about and huge fans of before we were even like twinkles in Adult Swim's eye. You know what I mean? I was just a huge fan of everything, and just I remember my buddy of mine running into my dorm room and talking about, you got to see this thing, and it was Heat Vision and Jack and like all this other Channel 101 stuff. So it's just the fact that I'm able to work on something that I love so much. That's part of it. So. You're not going to always be able to get to work on something that you love. Like, I had to work on a lot of, like, Facebook ads for credit cards to get to Rick and Morty. So I guess what I could say is, like, one, part of it is giving a shit. And then part of it is, like, working your way towards till you can get to something that you just love and you're able to work on it. Because you're not going to get it right away. You might not get it for a long time. It took me a long time. Unlike Claire, who we hired just for the Ricks first. So this was her first job out of school.
I'm a brat, sorry.
Claire, was it your pitch, or did you pitch using Instagram that way? That very innovative
100%.
way?
It was all me. No, it was like 10,000% a team effort. And I actually, at the very beginning, wasn't even brought on until like halfway through production when we realized like, oh shit, we still have a lot to do, and this is launching in a month. Or whatever.
Carrot tells all their female employees to say that. It was her idea. She's being a team player.
Anthony and Claire, you came at a pretty propitious moment because, speaking of marketing, Dan and I are marketing a whole new line of workout tapes. It's called the Baby Kiki Dance. So you guys got to get up there and do it. 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3.
I don't understand this.
Well, first, you lift your award up to the sky. You raise it up with your right hand high. Then you go down to the left side, lift it up on the left side. Pass that.
I can't. I don't think it's.
Dan, you're acting like you don't want to sell these workout tapes.
I can't. I couldn't hear you.
I was being hilarious.
I think you were saying bend over and pick something up off the floor and exercise deal breaker. Because
I'm gonna have another workout tape called "Learn How to Listen."
I can't hear. I'd learn how to hear. My ears are dying, along with the rest of my body. How old are you guys? You guys dying?
Definitely.
Can you feel it in your brain?
We're all technically dying.
Are you? To quote Duncan Trussell, God is a murderer. But are you starting to forget actors' names? Like you're just trying to riff. You're like, and then you take 10 minutes and go, Ray Don Chong.
It's more that I'll see things online or like bands that are like Saturday Night Live that are on Saturday Night Live. Like I don't know who that is, and I don't care who that is. So
Well, yeah, okay.
That's emotionally dying.
Yeah, well, that's curmudgeonry. Those are the beginning stages where you're just like, oh, I already did this. That was called In Excess, and then you're like, or like I already saw a Spider-Man movie, for God's sakes. But then you start to go like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and then you go to a Marvel movie and you're like, that was great, and they're like, you already saw that. You wrote part of it. And I'm like, me and Stan Lee are just like, all right, great, Excelsior. I'm acting like I'm just fine. I really did. By the way, I really didn't. I really did not write. People are tweeting me and going
He's
like,
being humble. He wrote the whole thing.
There were parts that it felt like it was you.
I know, but that's the thing. Like, if you could take that about anybody, and I just really like, I'm a writer, and I don't. My worst nightmare would be the people that worked hard on that movie, the writers, like hearing that I did not. There's like a couple words Tilda Swinton says when she's showing him the mirror dimension or something that I think accidentally got in there from like a bad version of a scene I wrote. Like I just talked to them about portals and stuff for a little bit. But
let me ask you this.
And they had already shot like most of the movie when I talked to them about portals, so I'm not even saying I gave them the idea for portals. I'm saying like I was just like, yeah, portals are neat, and they're like, yeah, they're like holes, but doors, and I was like, yeah, you got it.
So let me ask you this, because it's something that I'm sort of on the other side now for once because of this project. Like the fact that you got to touch the Doctor Strange movie, you got to write things that Tilda Swinton said. Like, does that still make you feel something inside?
More than ever. I mean, especially I think the longer you've worked. I guess maybe you get desensitized if you wrote for, I don't know, if you were like super duper. I guess if you were Joss Whedon and then somebody was like, hey, Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island wants you to write a commercial for him, and I guess maybe you would be less than starstruck. No offense to a probably dead Bob Denver, but but there's no way. Like at 43, it was like in those biopics when the shitty like weird character that can't get a break or that like spends his life like saying we should grow corn on the moon or something, like, and then it's like it was like a triumph. It was great because it was like, I don't even know how to. Yeah, of course it was amazing.
Yeah, because
the thought of it was.
I mean, that's what this was to me. The fact that I was able to sort of touch Rick and Morty, be able to write in this voice, and be able to write these comics, to be able to name like an alien. I'm like, hey, does this alien have a name? No. Can we call it this? Sure. Like, I got to name the alien.
Yeah.
Like, something like that is somebody who, like, not just as like a person, but a creative person, because I started in advertising.
Dan, did you approve that name?
Somebody did.
Here's the thing that's really noteworthy. Like that stuff, all that stuff in that Ricksterverse, all of the stuff, and I assume that they generally are using you guys for all of the stuff that I'm always noticing. I'm going like, wait, some person like just. They just made that up, but it kind of falls in line with everything. Like, it never violates the... It's not about violating the canon as much as it is violating the...
Violate that canon.
Marketing. marketing.
That cannon does the violating. It's violating the worry would be violating the tone, the tonal IQ or something like that. Like, oh, this isn't worthy of, it's like, oh, this is like a hacky joke. Like someone's just connecting a dot because, oh, that guy's pencil Vester, so of course they made Penn Stephanie or something like that. Where you're just like, well, that's not just don't do that.
Yeah. We keep to the code.
What's that?
We keep to the code.
Yeah, and that's not easy when the code isn't just linear dot connection. When it's not like, oh, now you play. Like it's like collaboration. You guys like fill in with. You're keeping with the actual like tone of the. Yeah, it's very impressive. That shouldn't be overlooked. And obviously, some French people didn't overlook it.
Claire and Anthony, it's Anthony, right?
Yes.
What's like? Can you give us like? Is there any like dirty underbelly of marketing, like kind of Mad Men stuff that goes on? Like what goes on in marketing?
Well, specifically for the Cannes line, it's always a big deal because it's the international stage. That there's just people show their true colors. There's a woman out there called Cindy Gallup that you should follow because she's like, I don't know what she's specifically done, but she's like the badass woman in the advertising industry, and she's exposing people. So like with the Cannes Lions, there's a number of different awards. A lot of it, because we won for the entertainment lines, which is pretty cool because it's all like entertainment. That's what everybody's all excited about. But I mean, everything, billboards, print ads, email marketing, they all have Lions categories. And especially like the print ads, there's like ways to get in it. There's, all you gotta do is you gotta run your ad one time in one random magazine in one random country in order for it to be approved. And you can qualify for a line. And then some of these things win because it's always like crazy provocative stuff. And there was one for some headache brand. It was for like their PM product. And I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially the concept was give your wife this drowsy making headache product and then you can have sex with her while she's passed out. Whoa, and they gave that an award.
I think I remember that.
I think it was a Jell-O Pudding Pops commercial.
Right. So that guy, like all these people that are looking like, oh, that's funny, check it off. And so it's one thing that they're like, the judges aren't necessarily looking into like, well, is this real? Where did this run? Was this actually approved? It's just those be like, and then they're right off. So not only is it offensive that this fake thing won an award, but it's also, in a way, it's offensive that these guys just sort of looked at the creative concept, which was rape, and they're like, yep, and then just checked it off. So, I mean, and what Cindy's doing and, like, just pointing people out, putting everybody to task, putting me to task, any male in advertising to task, as we rightfully should be, especially now, is just like, hey, this is kind of fucked up that we think this is funny. So there's things like that, and just there was another one that was like a fake app. It was in this one of the same categories that the Rixifers was also up for, which we didn't win, but this fake app won because it was pulling cached images of Google Earth in like the Mediterranean Sea. It's like, oh, you can spot refugees, and if you spot one, press this button and we'll let somebody know about it. But it was fake. Like it didn't work. They launched it like a week before the ads actually went up, and the actual app didn't even work.
Sad.
What were they? What was it? Was it Levi's or what was the?
I think it was actually a charity.
Oh, so it was actually just it wasn't even like this was a well-intended but ill-conceived like ad for a Snickers bar. Like
I don't think they put their name on
it was just like con artistry. I mean I've always felt like I'm not qualified to actually say this, but I've always had the suspicion until we went to white nationalism with this last election. Like I always had the suspicion that we had our thing going on over here, that we were like the Las Vegas of Earth, that we got this open book, that we are dwelling among the legacy of the promises we made and dealing with the fallout with our free press and our having invented television and then inventing the culture that was based on it, having diverted from monarchy and any pre-existing class system into a pure like crazy ass well-intended but totally fucking like out of control capitalistic class system. That we were over here kind of like working all this shit out, and that everybody in Europe is like holding their pinky out when they drink their tea and going like, yeah, well, fuck those guys, so racist, so sexist, so out of control, so stupid, such gun nuts, all this stuff. But then
every once in a while on Facebook, you see this thing that's like, look at this detergent ad that this country just did. And it's like a woman puts a Chinese guy in a washing machine, and because she uses their detergent, he comes out as a big black guy and fucks her brains out.
Yep. And that won an award. It won that same, not the exact same award, but they have a very similar statue.
And it's kind of like, and then you saw, I also saw, because I clicked on that thing, and I was like, oh wait, and it was also a derivation of a different version of the same ad, where it was also kind of like slight racial components compared to like how color is good, protect your color. Anyways, like I was like I think a lot of shit over there is like in the catacombs and like not bubbled up yet, like that they're not ready at all. And now I'm just in a full blown panic, because it's like I thought my consolation was always that we were the clumsy nutcases, that we came over here like to this weird like witch burning colony where we were like, let's work that out, and then we're like, oh, the people in Africa look different, let's work that out, and it's like, oh, let's build it. It's like everything we ever did was just like foot in mouth, head up ass, like burning both the candles of being a jackass at both ends, and like while everyone watched and was like, we know how to do it better because we still have a crown in a case somewhere in a museum, but now I'm just fucking terrified. Because obviously it wasn't the story. That's not what was happening. We for 200 years, all we did was just rebuild our own little ad hoc kind of fucking like little like fucking shitty little potato
congratulations on the award.
Yeah.
I mean, as frivolous as all this,
that was the weirdest acceptance speech I've ever heard. I never thanked you.
If you were hired to sell America, but your demographic was not Trump supporters, you figured out how to sell America to, a certain kind of customer, and it turned out that was the strategy that worked with the electoral system and blah blah blah. If your job was just to sell our country post-election, like how Chipotle probably had somebody come in
another quality,
and said, like, okay, and that guy said, you need to focus on
salsa.
Yeah. What, any ideas? Not to put you on the spot. Like, where would you start? You got to.
So who are we selling America to?
We're selling it. So let's say Martians. Like, I don't know. But they can distinguish between countries. They're going like, we're gonna destroy Earth, but we're gonna leave one country left. Let's try that. They're like,
show me what you got.
Yeah. The Martians are going, there's 250 countries? All right, you guys fucked up. Like, Mars is like, I guess we have less oceans because we just started speaking Martian, and so like you guys need to clean this thing. So your job, America sent you as the marketing guy to the upfronts.
So the first thing, we're probably in competition with, let's say, the bigger countries. Nothing against like all these, like nothing against Denmark and everything like that.
Malta.
They're not going to offer anything to the Martians. It's going to be us, China, and Russia. What do we got? We got some pretty kick-ass mountain. It also depends on what they're going to be using America for. Like, we've got some halfway decent infrastructure. Like, the internet sucks balls, but other than that, like, we've got some pretty
Show me what you got.
Highways. Some pretty solid highways.
All right.
Pretty solid.
We also have to. That's how I would have classified.
I would have started with jazz and rock and roll and shit like that.
Well, that's the other thing is we have to know before we can sell America. We got to know about the Martians. What are they looking for? Are they looking for like pure natural resources? Well, they found a shitload of oil in Texas this weekend. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that?
They shouldn't. I can't believe they didn't start looking for it there. That's where I go for all my oil.
They're probably post oil at this point.
I did think. Yeah, you're right. I didn't specify, but I think it's interesting that was a attack that I didn't even think about. That first of all, you're very practical the entire time. The first thing you did is sweep 273 nations off the table. It's like,
this is my country too. I got it.
And then
I had a lot of cheeseburgers. You guys can see
he
that.
sank Denmark right off the bat and told everybody but China and Russia to go fuck themselves. That's very smart. Now it's a 3-person race.
Right. This is my 2020 bid starting right now.
Claire, how would you go about pitching America under a Trump presidency to an alien race?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'll give you time to think while I refine, because I think that's a good question to ask me. And it's like, the Martians. No. I mean, his question to me about refining the question. I'm not hijacking your question.
Sure.
You guys love to watch me be a bad person, and you're like, he's being a bad person. It's like you're projecting it a little bit. I'm a bad host, but I'm not a bad person. I'm just saying, like, I'm helping her by saying, like, okay, here's what the Martians. I'll answer that. Here's what the Martians are looking for. The Martians are looking for. They want Earth to. They want it to. They want to plug and play. They want to like walk away from it. They're going to use their bombs or whatever Martian rays to wipe out all but one country, thinking that country will then be the only country on this place called Earth. And their goal is they're looking for the country that represents the best of what the human species has to offer intergalactically. There, take it.
Okay. So I would definitely take them to In-N-Out first.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, take them to a nice lunch. Show them a burger.
Exactly.
There you are.
I mean, if we're looking at, like, if they want to say Earth is going to be like this sort of zoo, not zoo, that's going to be awful. That's going to be an awful way to get into it. But
no, it's not going to be a zoo. It's going to have to trade with them. I mean, they're looking for a collaborator. Otherwise, they just blow us up and put they put a Martian in and out there. But they're saying like, well, you guys are you're blocked. You're arguing with each other. You can't agree. You've got some people thinking that you should put a tarp on the female half, and you've got other people thinking that cars are more important than bullets, and bullets are more important than feet. You can't figure out your value system. You don't have any kind of. You need to get into the Star Trek mode of like each planet has a gimmick. Each gimmick is like we like war, we like logic, we like the color green. Like all we're hearing when we listen to Earth is a bunch of static. We're looking for the country that's gonna next time we're gonna blow everybody else up. Let the one country repopulate so it's like their language, their culture, their history will become, their curation of the previous history before everyone got blown up. Like all of that shit. Next time we come back around, those people, that country will be the planet. And so who's it going to be? Why should it be America?
I think it's because we have the raw tools to do it. If you look at America compared to everybody else, and I know considering this election was won because of from the help of a white nationalist movement, I think of what sets America great is our capacity for diversity, that we can point at. I know, but we can point. We can
Anthony,
point at. Yes.
If the aliens were going to have like dinner party meetings with every nation, who would you invite? What Americans would you be like, oh, I'm going to have these celebrities and we're going to serve this and the music's going to be this?
You know what you do? You just have the aliens.
This is when I would punt to my producer.
For me, you just say aliens, we're gonna sit down. We're all going to go to Dan Tana's and you're going to meet Aerosmith. And they're just going to tell you some fucking awesome rock and roll stories. And then you get them real high, and then you steal their resources.
Well, I guess if it's just like a face-to-face meeting, I would probably hire more character actors than anything. Who's the guy with the big mustache from Big Lebowski?
Dennis Farina.
Sam Elliott.
Oh.
Sam Elliott? Yeah.
I wonder what a commercial by Sam Elliott for Earth would sound like.
I'm Sam Elliott for Earth. It's not what's for dinner. We're not a steak, we're a planet. But America is the potatoes on that plate. Because marketing research has proved that you eat the potato first. And then Sam Elliott just stabs everybody.
I would say to them, I guess, given my criteria, I would say.
But you would do it as Rosie Perez.
Right. No, I wouldn't. I would say to them, well, look, we've been trying to do what you're talking about for a long time. Like blowing everybody else up and taking their place. So, we might not be the best candidate for the job, but at least we know what you're talking about when you pitch it. But you pick China, you might come back and they're just like, we love being China, and half the planet's just sitting there. Fucking go with America, man.
Hello, I'm Sam Elliott for America. Our Chinese food is better than China. They eat any fucking thing over there. we culled it down to the good stuff. And then he stabs everybody.
There's only one country on the planet Earth that has murder vans, and it ain't America.
Also, oh shit, look, it's Aerosmith. We're the only country that has Aerosmith, so fuck everybody else.
All right, I think we should thank our marketing people from Carrot. We'll keep the award. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carrot Creative, everybody. Claire and Anthony.
Now, Steve, is that why you came out to bring the Carrot people out?
I didn't know how to get them out, but I was happy to be a part of this.
Steve, you're staying.
Exercise conversation.
Can you just stay up here? Because you're like a little sleepy hoodie gnome right now.
Yeah.
Harmon works Steve so hard
because Steve
that he's constantly sleeping.
Because Steve's job is to make it easier for me to do more things. Steve's
job. Our crowd's funnier than we are right now.
Have you?
I disagree with him completely. Based on that, like I would have agreed with him 5 minutes ago. That Steve's job thing. You should be able to let that over the plate. You shouldn't get that excited about sounds. Sorry.
Have you guys been doing any role playing?
No, not since Harmon Quest yesterday. But on the show on Harmontown, no, we have not done like any shadow runs or any Pathfinder in a long time.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to take, since you're replacing Spencer? Do you
want to do a little DM for a second? You want to be our dungeon master? I mean, Aaron, sure. I know that you try to shy away from game playing. I
will say
to
about
be passed out with a mustache on an ottoman.
That Lion Award, just the trophy. I'm not talking about the honor of receiving it. Just talking about the trophy itself. It's not able to sit on anything. It says to you, "Hang me on a wall or go fuck yourself." Now that's good marketing. Oh, really? Yeah. Does it? It balances on the pause. Oh, it balances on
the pause! Dan, I'm so happy I was here for that breakthrough.
I just love that the answer also is like cute. That it's like it's a lion, but then like I don't know. It's like it's a little pause.
That's good. Now, do you, Dan, or do you, Aaron, want to decide what kind of realm we're in, what kind of game we're playing?
So Sharpie Quark throwback.
Sharpie Quark throwback. All right.
Steve will enter at some point.
All right. We now take you to the old school of early days D&D/Pathfinder.
You find yourself. Sharpie and Quark.
We did it. We found ourselves. Or
is there a last week, or is that this is when Spencer would say what happened.
Do you want to do a wrap up?
Previously on Harmontown, Sharpie and Quark fought 2 giant hydras wearing hats. The hats contained puzzles, and it took them a long time to complete the puzzles, but they successfully completed those puzzles, and now they have found themselves in the Shootacor's realm. After walking down an incorrect door, they have now found themselves in a wet room, surrounded by small objects. This is Harmontown, or what did Spencer say this week on Heart? What is the?
Well,
what would he do?
Sometimes you'd say last time on Harmontown.
Oh yeah, last time on Harmontown. But will they find themselves out of the wet room containing small figurines? Each figurine detailed and odd. What secrets did the figurines contain? Who will them previously?
You're kind of
What
going.
are they worth?
You're kind of going from recap to wrap up, which. Wait.
It sounds like we just had an adventure.
Okay, wait a second.
Now you're gonna say you learned it from sleeping with me. Because I always start sex by telling them how I had sex with them last time.
Yeah, and just apologizing.
But will you now? And then I go to sleep.
How many apologies constitute a relationship? Okay.
You're in a wet realm with small figurines.
We're in the wet room. Okay, you find yourselves in a wet room surrounded by figurines.
All right, Sharpie, I have detect magic, so I detect magic on the figurines.
You do that. You see, there are two figurines on the far right side of the square room that are shaped like clowns. And you detect magic on them.
All right. Do I detect good magic or evil magic on these?
Let me roll. You don't know. You just know there's magic.
All right. I take one of the figurine clowns in my hand and I toss the other one to Sharpie.
That happens.
All right. I walk toward him and I hold my clown figurine towards his clown figurine, and we make them like kiss.
When you making them kiss, you see their eyes glow red, and you smell something that smells like burning rubber, and you hear a cackling.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
To your right, you see SpongeBob SquarePants, licensed character from the Cartoon Network. I'm ready.
Is that a reference to SpongeBob?
Yeah, he's nailing SpongeBob right now.
It's Sharpie's turn.
I approach this young knave and say, "Prithee, Gramercy's Ren Fair talk. We are two explorers that have lost our way. Are you native to this realm?"
No. Looking at SpongeBob, you see that he's wearing tattered clothing. His shorts are not as you would expect them to be. It seems like he's been through some sort of war or siege.
Oh, God. Can you imagine how long it would take to waterboard SpongeBob? You poor thing. But we're bringing it back. Because a lot of these guys, I'm sure they did something wrong anyway. Fucking.
I say to SpongeBob. We heard your cackling. Are you friend or foe?
Friend?
I sense his equivocation, and I pull out my emerald dagger.
All right, let me roll that.
But
I don't use it. I just pull it out.
Okay,
I say, whoa, man. I mean, somebody can be not sure they're your friend and still be a good person.
Right? Yeah. I'm using bluff right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I kind of blow that for you?
Yeah. I think the icing's off that cupcake now.
Yeah. Well, you always do fuck things up because you're too soft. Fuck this guy! Whoa.
As you say, fuck this guy, all of the figurines in the room, including clowns and children kissing, and because Precious Moments figurines, and angels, and small lions, and birds, and a butterfly, all of their eyes glow red, and the lasers from their eyes meet in the middle of the room into a pyramid, and you hear it buzzing.
Guys, we've got company.
I cast Mystic Smoke Bomb.
All right, hold on a second.
Because what you don't know is that Dan and I have anti-smoke bomb goggles that we can see through the smoke, but nobody else can, unless they have a will save of 22.
Yeah. That happens. Casting smoke bomb. The smoke fills the room. SpongeBob is disoriented for a second, but with
You should get experience points for also doing the face, as far as I know, because I've never heard the cartoon, but I know SpongeBob when I see him.
He's really nailing it.
He's transformed.
Yeah.
Using your smoke goggles, you see on the far side of the room a hatch door with an intricate lock.
Sharpie, you have.
I cast intricate key.
All right, hold on.
Waving my hands in a magical manner.
That works! Using intricate key, the hatch unlocks, revealing a tunnel that is lit with green light.
I dive through the tunnel.
Diving through the tunnel, you feel your clothing changing.
Uncanny dodge imitation.
He becomes a Pontiac.
The dads of the world rejoice.
I open up the driver door and get inside Sharpie.
Getting inside your friend. Yes. Getting inside your friend, you examine the inner workings of his.
I put the Pontiac Sharpie into drive and I hit the gas pedal through the tunnel.
Through the tunnel, you feel your clothing change. Your clothes. What was Sharpie before?
A person.
Him, you mean, right?
Quark.
Sorry. Quark, you feel your clothing changes into a red leather jumpsuit. Your shoes become beautiful black shoes.
I start singing a Prince song.
Purple droplets drop down from the top of the tunnel. As you get through the tunnel, you find yourself in a darkly lit living room. All of the furniture upholstered with leopard. And in the corner is a man, a quiet man. Small of stature, but great of sexuality.
Dudley Moore?
Hello.
Well, I'm still a car, so I just say vroom, vroom.
Yeah, you don't have to be a car anymore if you want to go back into not.
Sharpie, you're in this room. You're no longer a car.
Did he get out before I turned into a person?
Oh shit! I can't breathe.
My gallbladder.
I can't breathe.
You are both scarred for life by this process.
I used my emerald dagger to carve my way out of his body.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fine. Anything but this. His feet are on my appendix.
I plop out and I use my green potion of healing to heal up the wound that I left.
That happens. And is effective.
Who are you people?
We were about to ask you that very question.
You look at him and recognize him as an androgynous superstar. Sexuality, sex. You realize that you are in the afterlife, and this is, in fact, the posthumous prince. But not that prince. The prince of the Scargaloo realm, whose laws restricted people for years and years. You have a lot of beef against this person, but you know that he's a dangerous prince. But he models himself after Prince.
The artist.
The artist. Formally. And then...
did you ask us a moment ago who we are?
I did.
Ask it again.
Who are you people?
The two guys about to kick your shit. And I link hands with Sharpie, and we do like that weird like thumb thing where you gotta caress thumbs, and magical energy emanates because of our spell of friendship.
Friendship!
You notice movement in Prince's pants.
Well, I'm gonna hit you with my magical dick.
Prince produces a fermented elephant's dick in a jar. It is disgusting, but also majestic.
I use it. I hit them with it.
I'm sorry. How are you using this? Are you gonna like
be really specific?
Yeah, I need I need to roll for a specific thing.
It's like it's cut off from the body, right? So it's just like something I can hold.
You got a magical pickled elephant's dick in a jar.
It's like a curio.
Well, I unscrew the jar. I take the giant dick out.
Jesus.
I hold it like a mallet.
Steve.
What?
I'm joking.
And then I charge at Sharpie. No, I charge at where their hands meet and try to destroy the link.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me roll that. All right, charging at Sharpie and Quirk's meeting.
I've never seen this side of you.
Sharpie takes 12 damage.
Oh!
Quirk uses dodge and he takes no damage.
I tumble away and I pull out. I still have my emerald dagger in my hand, which I believe has now a keen edge to it, with dealing more damage. And as I roll and I try to slice him in the leg.
Rolling in slow motion like the Matrix. Quark slices his leg. Well, hold on, wait.
For our listeners, she's just pantomiming dice right now. Does anybody here have dice in them? Yes. You do?
Yes.
Get him up here.
Yeah, I'll take those dice, baby.
At least a D20.
Let me have those dice. Why are you just sitting there?
I got them.
Where?
Oh, here they come. I asked that question pretty certain that someone was going to have these dice. Is he going to his car? What's happening? All right, continue, Aaron.
Okay. Okay. Roll. All right. Okay. You.
Oh, here they are.
Oh, thank
In a small black velvet pouch.
Yes. A man comes up from the audience producing a small velveteen pouch.
you. Okay.
You find dice in them.
Okay. So you try to slice at the ankle.
I aim for his leg to try to cut him with my dagger.
Okay.
With a keen edge.
Okay. You do not slice his leg, but you braise it, showing that you are business.
I braise it?
Yeah, you.
Like meaning like in a welding fashion, or I make like a nice roast out of it. This guy's got more pouches.
Outdone. And lest you think nerds don't have their own hierarchy. An alpha nerd with a tense ponytail or full-on man bun just came up with a much larger, equally black velvet sack bulging with millions of dice. It couldn't be more or less phallic.
Yeah, I'm being presented with sacks of increasing size. Okay.
There's
nice. Okay, fine. Okay.
So I lightly braise him. I lightly braise his leg, and I put a little shallot on there, a little white pepper, a little olive oil.
That happens.
And I cast preheat to 350.
All right. Hold on. There's like a slight heat, but it doesn't do anything.
Ah, shit. It was a critical fail.
I'm just waiting now for like a Dune pilot to float up and put a giant asthma inhaler on the table.
Suddenly, the floor turns into bandanas. Thousands and thousands of bandanas.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. My kryptonite.
You feel yourselves, all three of you, feel yourselves falling through the realm of bandanas and into a new room that resembles a pumpkin.
Do we... the inside of a pumpkin? Like we're inside a giant pumpkin?
I mean, how could a room resemble the outside of a...
How well inside a pumpkin would you know it was a pumpkin?
Ooh.
You really are nailing Spencer.
You fall through the bandanas, and Prince has disappeared. It's just the two of you.
Okay.
And you don't know where he's gone.
That was a close call. We almost got beaten up by the Princess Craggledor. I take the pumpkin seeds and I get some artisanal sea salt and I put them on a cookie sheet and I bake the pumpkin seeds.
I'm in Spencer character right now. There are no pumpkin seeds.
Oh,
it has been carved out, and you start to hear a faint singing.
I examine my... I listen.
You are my fire. The one desire.
Cliffhanger!
Steve Levy. Jeff Davis.
Steve Levy.
Aaron McGaffey. Give her a hand.
Lucas. Thank you, Lucas.
Our carrot friends, our marketing carrot. Anthony and Claire.
Our dice wielders. Thank you so much, everybody. That's been Harmontown. I'm Jeff Davis.
The black guy that had to sit behind the tall guy.
The black guy that's sat behind the tall white guy. If that's not a metaphor for the current state of America.
Yeah. We are all the black guy sitting behind a tall guy now.
I'm Jeff Davis. That's your mayor, Dan Harmon. Drive fast. Take chances.